Hello everyone. This is going to be part two of a video that is creating an estimate and Symbility. Okay, hopefully, or let me hit my start button. Okay, I'll try to limit my videos to 20 minutes. Okay, so uh, so I've already added the stuff to Symbility. So if you watch part one of this video, here's the link. This will show you how to add the stuff into your estimate. Now what we're going to talk about is, I'm not too sure if we'll get it into this on this particular video, is using the search and replace tool, but we're definitely going to talk about adding taxes, depreciation, overhead and profit. We're going to talk about how to change coverages, because we have H structure, B structure. We didn't do C, which is you got your other structures. That's what they call them here in Symbility. And I want to explain about the recap, the summary, and the total ribbons. So and this will be part of reviewing the estimate. So let's get started so that I don't lose a lot of time. Okay, first of all, I want to put this thing down here so I don't miss nothing. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to here. Okay, so we want to add taxes. Sometimes they might have this set up before you get this this estimate, and you might not have to do this, but just in case, this is what you need to do. You see right here, this little square folder looking thing. If you click here, it's going to take you to this page. Now you can also do it down here but that's the easiest way. Let me see. So I'm just going to go to a different area so I can show you how there's a different way to get to there. Look, if I click here, it's the same thing as clicking back here. Okay, you see here or here. Anyway, so what we want to do is talk about your taxes. So you see this configure default layout. Here's setting your deductibles too. I've already have a video on and that explains about the deductibles here. So we're going to click here, and I've already set this. Okay, but if here, look, so watch this. I'm going to go to my report. Okay, so if you want to go to your estimate, there's two ways to get to your estimate. You can go going right here to this estimate, and this is the current one is always the dark one, the bold one, or you can just click here under you see right here where it says structures. So you click there. Okay, so let's look at our taxes. You see right here, it's already included the taxes, right? If you don't see this here, it's because of this. So we're going to go back to the same area. If you don't see it, then you would have to click here and look. I'm going to deselect this and click here. I might have to apply it. Let me see here. So let's go to my report, or excuse me, let's go to my estimate. And yeah, the taxes are still there. So look, watch. So if we click here, and I'm going to apply, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to click here. Now when I go to my estimate, you're going to notice that there's no taxes there. So if you see, you see right here on taxes, nothing. If you see that, you know you have to fix this. So don't forget about that. So you got to click here, go to configure click here, and then of course you're going to add the percentage, what for that city is, or that zip code. Okay, another thing, if you're going to add overhead and profit, you want to go ahead and click here. Right now there's no overhead and profit, so we're going to click 10%, click 10%, and then to the total cost. And we're going to use cumulative. Okay, so I'm going to deselect and select again so it applies to it. I'm going to close, go back to my estimate. Now you'll see it again. So I thought I'd show you that part because you see taxes, they're there. Something you got to take an out for, you know. And if you notice, you see on TO means take out, RPL means replace. On takeout, they're not going to have taxes on replace. It's only going to be on material, and I have it set like that. Okay, so there's other ways, and I got another video that explains that. Okay, so I want to highlight this stuff as I go. Okay, now depreciation. So right now you don't see depreciation here, right? Okay, so we need to go to the view, and you see right here where it says actual cash value. We need to click on that. Once you click there, now you see right, all of a sudden your depreciation showed up here. Oh, where's my depreciation? Right here. Okay, you see how there's no depreciation? Okay, so we need to determine how much depreciation you want. Okay, so what we do is we're going to go to our totals. No, let's go back to the estimate. Now, there's a lot of ways of doing this. Look. So if I click here and go all the way to the bottom, I'm going to do a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. I'm going to do this and change it in some other areas. Okay, so I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to select the last one, right? This is kind of like a global change. You know, they say that there's no global change, but this is as close as you can to global change. Two ways that I can do this. I can right click, and you see right here, if I go to my properties and then I go to depreciation, I can change it here. Right now it's grayed out. It's because I haven't clicked this, but let me show you a faster way. That's how I would have done it, because I like right clicking it. But anyway, you see this right here? If I click here, it's going to take me to the same thing. It took me to properties, but it took me straight to depreciation. Now, everything's grayed out, right? I'm going to use calculate depreciation. I'm going to go by years. My house is a 7-year-old home, okay? And then I'm going to hit OK. So I'm going to hit OK. Now, look at your depreciation right here. Once it finishes, you're going to see depreciation in this column. You see? Now, so let's say we were doing this, and then the customer said, "Oh yeah, but you know what? We had a roof done a year ago." No problem. So you know, we got two roofs. We have the structure roof, and then we got the detached garage, or the shed room. Okay, so let's go to the top, and everything's in order. You know, we got flooring. Then, you know, and the next thing is going to be roof. the next major one is going to be roof. See, this is a big estimate. So keep on going, keep on going. Oh, right there. You see, it's highlighted, the roof. Now, the customer says the roof is only a year old. I'm going to click on the first part of the roof. I'm going to go down. You see right here, this is the exterior plan. So we're not going to do nothing there. I'm going to hold my shift key. Remember, this is selected. I'm going to hit my shift key, select the last one. Same thing. I can click here or I can right click. So I'm going to right click, go to properties, okay, go to depreciation, okay, and this time I'm going to tell it 1 year, okay. So I'm going to click 1, and only the stuff that's selected is going to change it to 1 year, and I'll show you. So we're going to hit OK. Now I'm just going to select any one of this, like here. I'm going to hit right, or actually, you know, we'll click on property. You see, it says 1 year. Now let's go up here to my floor, and let's go to property. 7 years. It only selected what we asked it to change. So same thing. We're going to go all the way to the exterior roof. Okay. So shed. Oh, well, shed. Excuse me. So floor plan, shed. Click the first one. Click the second one. Keep depreciation. Change it to 1 year. Okay. So that's how you take care of depreciation. Next thing. Okay, overhead and profit. So on a large loss like this, more than likely you're going to have overhead and profit. Okay? So, you know, you can go in here and, you can click on the first one, click on the last one, right click, go to your properties, and you see overhead and profit is already selected. You see right here. So if you go and see overhead and profit, it's already there. It had already been selected. So it's because I've been playing around with this estimate for a bunch of times. Normally that overhead and profit is not there. So let's select everything and take out the overhead and profit, right? So if I click here, watch this. If you go to totals and you see right here overhead and profit, I'm going to click here and I am going to overhead and profit, general taxes, depreciation flat. Okay, I guess I can't see it. Okay, anyway, so deductible add. Oh yeah, right here. You see this add 10%. Oh, there it is right there. If I click, if I delete and click there and hit OK, click here, hit OK. Now if you go to your estimate, see overhead and profit, it's still there. So it should have taken, I thought it should have taken out. Let me see. Let's go back to totals. Oh, here. Oh, because it's still, I still left profit in there. Okay. Go to estimate. Now you see overhead and profit. There's nothing there. Okay? There's nothing there. So that's normally how it's going to come in. So when you go to your totals, if you go to your totals and you don't see overhead and profit here, you can go to configure tool page layout. Then you see your overhead. You can put 10%, your profit 10%. Click on this button here, and then click on your taxes. I deselected that earlier, and hit OK. Now you see my taxes. I've told it only for material, not for lab equipment or overhead and profit. Actually, we could probably add it for equipment, but not, you definitely don't want taxes on overhead and profit. Okay, for right now, I'm just going to put material. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. Now, so here in your totals, you have your overhead and profit. There's your deductible. You know, at an earlier video, I showed about deductibles, how to change it. And I'll show you real quick, just to show you. So the deductible is $1,950. So if we click here or up there on the top left-hand corner, we go to configure. Configure. So so what were we talking about? The overhead and profit, taxes. Oh, I lost my place here. Right here. Let me keep on going. Okay, so overhead and profit. We talked about overhead and profit. Now, here's another thing. I'm glad I got myself some little notes, man. I don't want to skip too much. Oh, yeah, we were talking about changing your deductible. You know, you can actually click here. And then you see, this is how I have it set. You know, we can go by structures, outbuilding, and contents, or you can just do an overall. And you see right here, use this flat deductible. You could actually click here, and it wouldn't. It doesn't matter what you put up there. It's just going to have one flat deductible. Actually, when you click on it, it's using a fixed deductible. Okay. Okay. So that's your deductibles. Now, another thing we need to talk about is coverages. So if you go back to your report, excuse me, let's go to the estimate. 2 more minutes, but we're going to go over the 20 minutes because there's a few more things. Okay, coverages. If I could go in here, select each one of these things, okay, and change the coverage there, or like by going right click and going to properties, and then going to coverages, and then, you know, change the kind of coverages I want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything. Okay, so I don't have to deselect and select. I will have to do that for my other structures, but we're going to just do everything. If I look, I'm just going to deselect. I'm going to hit coverages. Since I don't have nothing selected, it selected everything. You see how this is blue? If you would watch the rest of the screen, there's all blue. Okay, so I'm going to change everything to structure. See, now everything is structure, right? Well, everything is not structure. And because I do have everything organized, it's going to be easy for me to just change only the exterior coverages. Okay, so let's go to the shed. Okay, living room. So if I click here, SHED, and I go to shed. Okay, here. Let me do it this way because I'm running out of time. Okay, so I'm going to go to my shed. So I'm looking for something bold. This is a large loss, so you know this is going to have a lot of stuff in there. Fire. Oh, okay. So this is still dwelling. You see. Now go to my next one. Exterior dwelling. Now shed, right? So I'm going to select the first one. Like I said, if you got this stuff organized, you know everything from this, starting from this shed. Oh, I need to get there. Okay, cancel. Come on. Okay, so shed. Dwelling. This should look like this up here. There's something. Um, dwelling. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, so I know that the shed has to be other structures. So I'm going to click here. Okay, so that's shed, right? Look, this is shed. So I can hold my shift key. That's my shed roof. See, all the rest of it was shed. So now I'm going to right click here. Whatever you do, don't click here because that's going to change everything. Okay, so as long as you have this selected, you go to your properties, go to your coverages and change it to outbuildings. Hit OK. Now, now you separated your other structures. Because remember, this has a different deductible or limits than your other dwelling. Okay, which they call it structure here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make sure that that everything I'll be able to scan real quick. So dwelling, the structure, this is all dwelling. I'm going in. You got to take your time. You know, when you're reviewing your stuff, it takes longer. Oh yeah, this covers structure, outbuilding. And you see, this is still dwelling structure. Now we're looking at sheds, outbuilding, shed, outbuilding, shed. Okay, so what I was about to say, take your time in reviewing and making changes to this, because if this thing comes back to you, now you got to stop what you're doing, load the claim, make changes, send it to the reviewer, and if they got a bunch of things, you're not the only one that they got to take care of. It might be a day, or it might be 2 in the morning. Sometimes these guys, they work late because, you know, some of them are weekend warriors. They work only on weekends or they work nights. So you never know who the reviewer is going to be. Sometimes you get it pretty fast, but sometimes you don't. Anyway, so try to take your time and do it right the first time. So coverages. Okay, so talked about coverages. Summary. Okay, so now, so this is actually going to be a three-part because there's some real cool stuff that I want to show you. Because right now we're just setting it up. So coverage. So basically right now, everything's set. You know, if you didn't make no mistakes, then you're actually ready to rock and roll. Okay. Now, let's say you want to make a PDF of this. I'll show you real quick, just in case you don't watch my other videos. I hit Control P. I think there's a button out there that, and I don't see it. So, but if you hit Control P for print, you're going to get the dialog box. Oh, there it is right here. See that? Right here. This is what your estimate is going to look like. I'm just going to select a couple of little floor plans. I'll do hold on, that might be an important call. So let me